right. Hey, gang. Welcome to a new video from yours truly, Kim George of YourChicGeek.com. So I want to first off drop in by saying thank you guys so much for all of the comments and the sweet just words of encouragement and all of the good stuff for the last video that I did. For those of you who missed it, I kind of went through my Q4 earnings and all of that good stuff. So check it out when you get a chance. But welcome to today's video, because this video was actually inspired by a comment that was left in that last video. But before we dive in, I'd love for you guys to please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And for those of you that are interested in getting started with publishing, simple books like the journals, planners, activity books, puzzle books, I have a swipe file and list of ideas below that you can download for free. So the link is going to be below. And then also for those of you who are ready to publish and you're ready to break into this world of KDP with publishing these books, there is a self-publishing starter vault or self-publisher's vault available to you to do that. So the link is going to be below for that and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this video. So this video was inspired by a comment that I saw below the previous video that I did, where they were asking the question of how many hours a day do I spend on my KDP business? And I thought, that's a great question. And to be honest with you guys, I don't spend a lot of hours a day on my KDP business because I have other things that I do. But when I am working in my KDP business, I am basically creating or doing things or divvying things out in little mini projects. And so what I wanted to do in this video is to kind of go over how I plan and launch every new book on Amazon and give you guys a quick step-by-step that you can follow and a roadmap to help you go from idea to publish. And again, this is what I use, and this is what has helped me tremendously with launching my books. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. So let's talk through really quickly why you need a book launch strategy. So again, I had to learn that planning is everything. And then when you're trying to do everything at once, when you don't have a clear launch structure in place and you're trying to guess instead of following a plan, you will get frustrated, you will get disheveled, and you will be all over the place. And so this is why I wanted to share this video with you guys today. And so in this video, we're going to take a look at the launch strategy that I use for Amazon KDP and how that basically each part in this launch process is basically a mini project that I follow every time. Okay, so let's go through the 6 parts of the launch strategy that I use, and so you'll understand kind of how I go about things. So the first part in the launch strategy is going to be the research phase. Okay, the second is going to be where I create my titles and the positioning for the book. The next is going to be all about design and branding. After that is the interior. Then we have the product listing, and then we have A+ content. And so each phase, as you can see here, has its own job. And before you even move on to a new phase, you want to make sure that the last thing was completed before you move on, okay? Because again, that kind of helps you keep everything in order, and it helps you kind of go through each phase one by one and break things out into mini projects instead of trying to do all of these things at once. All right, so now we're going to go through each step and just talk a little bit more about what they entail. So step 1 is the research phase. This is very important. This is like the first thing that I do before I start getting into anything else. And this is what a lot of people overlook. So in the research phase, this is an opportunity for you to validate the demand, okay, for the niche that you want to target. You want to check your competitors. You want to define your buyer, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of people overlook this part because they go by feelings. I'm here to tell you that facts don't care about your feelings. You want to go for niches that have a demand, where there's an audience, or where there are a pool of buyers, so that you can basically just create a product to put in front of them. And so the outcome that you want in this phase is going to be one clear book idea for one person that you have in mind. Not for everybody. You want one book for one person. So quick example, maybe you want to create a coloring book for children. But instead of just creating a generic coloring book for children, maybe you want to niche it down to a coloring book for girls ages 4 through 8 with princesses and fairies, something like that, okay? So that is an example of creating the one type of product for one person in mind. All right, so step number 2 is your titles and positioning. So this is where you create your title and your subtitle. You have a clear promise. We're going to talk about that. And then you want to talk about who the book is for. You want to explicitly state who the book is for. Now, I've seen so many people get this wrong. There are many titles that are either too vague or the subtitle is not delivering on what it's going to promise to help somebody with, or there's no subtitle. It's just one blank title and that's it. That is a huge mistake. What I would recommend for you guys is to get into the habit of using AI like ChatGPT to help you come up with a title and a subtitle so that you can better position your books if you struggle with this. Okay, this is something that I have loved, that I've come to love to use. And while AI is not perfect, it can definitely help you narrow down and pick something that is going to work as a title and a subtitle. Now, I will say really quickly, if you're going to be using AI, you just want to go back and verify, validate, check things to make sure that nobody else is using the same specific title that you're using, and then go from there. So the outcome for this phase of the mini project, as a mini project, is to make sure that you have a title and a subtitle that is market ready and that you can easily upload into your book, okay, when you go through the upload process. All right, so step number 3 is the design and branding. So this is where you want to lean into the cover direction. Now, I use AI for my cover designs. I know it's controversial. I know people don't like it. I love it. It's just a lot that you can do. So I use AI for that. This is where you want to pair out or figure out what kind of fonts and the visual style and the layout that you want to have for your book. And then you want to determine whether or not you want your book to be a series or a standalone. So you guys know on this channel, I've been talking about this for a while. I'm all about a series, aka a collection / set of books to sell versus a standalone. This gives yourself an opportunity for cross promotion, and then also it gives people more of an opportunity to buy more books from you. Okay, simple as that. And so the outcome that you want with your design and branding is you want a strong first impression, because your book cover at the end of the day is the first thing that people see. And if it looks janky or if it looks like it's from a 3-year-old, then people are just going to skip it. Just want to, be honest with you guys there. Okay. So step number 4 is your interior. So this is where you want to come up with a page layout for your book's interior design. Here again, if I'm stuck on this, I will go and get recommendations from AI or just, about things that I can do to lay out my book better and so on and so forth. All right. Now, if you don't want to start from scratch with your interior, I highly recommend getting into the habit of using templates, but knowing how to customize those templates to work for your specific book that you're going to be creating. And then you want your interior to be easy to use. Okay. The biggest thing that you want your interior to do is to match the person that you're going to be creating your book for. So if you're creating an interior, for example, of a coloring book for a girl ages 4 through 8, you want to make sure that your fonts are like childlike fonts, that your elements are childlike, that your elements are girly, and that they're really going to speak to the parent of the little girl that you're going to be buying the book, that they're going to be buying this book for. Okay, so that's something to use or something to remember. Now, the outcome is you want an interior that's going to be print ready and that is going to be easy to upload and ready to upload to KDP when you are at that step. All right, so step number 5 is your product listing. Guys, why do people, I'm sorry, I had to go off on a tangent. I don't understand why I'm still seeing people that have a product description, for example, that has like three lines. Guys, please leverage AI, leverage tools that can help you with this, okay? So your description, you wanna make sure that you have a well-written description. And the biggest thing that I've had to learn and what I've been working on as of late is making sure that in your product description that you have a strong hook to start your product listing off with and your description off with. Your hook is going to grab the intended buyer in, and it's going to basically make the rest of the product description flow very well. So this is something that I do like to focus on, and I use AI for this, and it just helps to speed up the process and to make this a whole lot easier for me than trying to write this on my own. So also what you want to do is gather up your keywords that you want to use for your back end, okay, for your product listing. And then you want to make sure that you're using great categories that can help your book rank. Now, tools that I like to use for categories, to find categories to put my books in, is going to be Publisher Rocket or BookBeam, okay? And so the outcome is you want a product description and a product listing that is well optimized, that stands out, that has a strong hook, and that really gives people an idea of what your book is about and then why they should buy the book from you, right? Okay, so step number 6 is going to be the A plus content. So a lot of people are still looking over A plus content. Here again, with things like AI or even with Canva, creating A plus content has never been easier. I have several videos on my channel that talk about this, and then you can actually go to YouTube and find videos where people like Danny on Demand, he has a great video that shows you how to use AI to create your A plus content. But this is an example of A plus content that I found on Amazon that is really well put together. It's for a cute camping book. You can see it's just easy. It's not complicated. They just put a little cute ribbon at the bottom. It has some screenshots of what is included in this camping journal, and it just looks well put together and it's very engaging. So reasons why you want to do your A plus content is going to be for the visual benefits. It's going to be to help you show use case images like what they're doing right here. And then the biggest thing that you want to use A plus content for is to cross promote your books. So this is going to come with what is called the standard comparison chart. Okay, that's what it's called. But it's a comparison chart module that you can use where you can connect all of your books together and show them as a collection so that people know that you have a set of books that you're selling and not just the one book. And then where they are more inclined to buy, they can buy multiple books from your collection versus just the one-off book. Okay, but this definitely helps with higher conversions. And actually, from what I've seen, I think when I read some statistics, if you do your A plus content right, it can help increase your conversions to your book sales and to get more sales for your book up to 20 to 30%. So just something worth noting. All right, so a real book launch strategy is about order. And so what you want to do is hopefully from these steps that I've listed out for you is to take them one step at a time as a mini little project on its own. So that way you don't have to guess and you have a repeatable system that you can follow for each book that you are launching. And so this is how you would go about launching books consistently versus just in a random order. Right? Now, for those of you who are interested and you want a kit that can help you with planning out your books, you can head over to check out the book planning starter kit. I'll have a link below. This is something that I've just made available, and this is going to help you with, again, outlining your book, planning things, mapping things out. So when you're ready to launch, you have everything that you need for your planning and launching. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you want to bookmark this and circle back to it whenever you're launching your book, you can definitely do so. So I'd love to know from you, what do you use and what is the process that you use in the comments below to launch your books? Or do you have a process that you're using? So again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys around.